following the eye, was following the eye, was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats with scarves of red.
Can you begin by telling me a bit about what led you to do this research on the happiness of foreigners here in Akureyri?
Marcus did a study with Kjartan Olafsson a year or two ago, and he was very interested in finding more people to work on this because it's a subject that I think he's personally attached to, and this is how we started.
And how did you perform the research? Was it easy to find subjects to talk to and so on?
Yes, people are always pretty happy to talk about their experience. And it's anonymous and it's voluntary. So, of course, if there's people who are seeing this and want to contact me, I'm more than happy to. I hope we can reach more people.
And the outcome is a surprise, or what? Foreigners in Akureyri are happy.
Yes, this was the outcome of the research I did with Kjartan 3 years ago, and about how the foreign community feels here in Akureyri, and we questioned about 200 foreigners here in Akureyri, and what surprised us was that 82% of the foreign population in Akureyri answered that they are very satisfied or satisfied living in Akureyri. And so after this we were so surprised that we thought, why are these people so happy here? And then we followed with these interviews, with the 30 interviews. And it was interesting to find out what are the reasons given by this foreign population for their satisfaction living in Akureyri.
What were these reasons, to name a few?
The environment, the town in itself, the closeness to nature, the fact that it's safe, it's nice, pleasant. It's a small town, but you have everything you need. It's easy. You can get by easily.
There was a lot of talk afterwards about the easiness of living here,
yes.
Meaning not a lot of bureaucracy, and you can easily get from A to B. Do you think that's a factor that the Icelandic people often forget?
I have no answer to this. I'm not sure what the Icelandic population. Of course, if you grew up here, you took it for granted. You lived all the time, all your life with it. And it is like this foreign population, like me, I lived in Berlin before. Suddenly, of course, it's a shock coming to a small place like this. And there are many other people who actually come from big towns all over Europe. But very quick, they adopt a positive attitude towards this place. And they realize how much more comfortable it is, actually, that you are able to walk to your work, that you can let your children play outside, that you can, especially if you have children, relive your own childhood in your children. And whenever you come to Berlin back, and you just think, I don't want that my children grow up in a big city anymore. You don't, also the possibilities of a big town are not as important as the security you feel here in this small town and with the services provided here.
And Stephanie, you talked a bit about goals that, well, even if you don't achieve them, it's a privilege to feel free enough to have goals. Or yeah. Can you explain that a bit to me?
Yes. So a lot of people feel like they have opportunities in Iceland. So a lot of people come here and within a few months or years they have goals. They want to buy a house, they want to start a business, things they would never have thought about in their own countries, but they think it's possible here because it's such a small place. And I think the Icelandic society gives people freedom, flexibility and trust when it comes to building your own business or buying your house. So I think it's encouraging a lot of people, and especially young people, to come here and stay because they feel like they can do it. Maybe in the long run they won't, but the feeling that anything is possible is very important.
And these are even the people who come here for maybe cleaning jobs or working in fish at first, and then they might move on to something else. It's not just academics or so on.
No, I think so. I've been doing little jobs for 4 years, and I feel like, well, I feel like I can buy a house or I can start a business if I want. So I think there's nothing stopping you. I don't think there's no little people in Iceland. You don't feel like you're a cleaner. You're just cleaning as a job, but something better will come along, and I think a lot of people are convinced of this.
And how can we use this information that you've gathered?
First of all, not looking at this foreign population as a problem, but looking at it as a possibility, as something which enriches the town. And you can, I think, pretty much be a little bit proud of Akureyri, that it creates such a positive atmosphere towards the incoming population.
You ended with a question, really. Who's responsible for the happiness of foreigners? Do you have an answer to your own question?
Yes, I would say everyone. Yourself, of course, you're responsible for your own happiness, but everyone else around you is. So it's an answer in a way, but it's not a full answer. I think everyone has to find their own answer to this question.
I would say it depends, first of all, very much on the attitude of the foreigner coming. If there's a little bit of openness, of course you encounter problems, you encounter frustration. But if you're interested in succeeding, you overcome it, and by overcoming it, of course, you create also a feeling of proudness, of achievement. If you just give in an attitude that everyone is bad towards me, then of course you get into even the best attitude of the town will not get you out of this. So I think first of all it depends very much on the attitude of yourself.
At last, I have to ask you, as an Icelander in an Icelandic society, there's a lot of negative discussion about, well, pretty much everything. So that might lead you to the question, why are foreigners so happy and Icelanders so unhappy?
Maybe because we compare to our home countries where the situation is not as good as here. When Icelanders had a really nice, well, maybe don't see their green grass outside their window.
And turn the white snow red as strawberry.